Travel with us now to one of the most beautiful places in the world, the fabulous Thousand Islands, bordering northern New York and Canada, and the birthplace of Thousand Island dressers.
Or was it? We are about to examine the evidence to determine the mysterious origin of Thousand Island dressing. Thousand Island dressing is one of the most popular condiments in the world, and the legends of how this famous salad dressing was created at the turn of the 20th century are cloaked in intrigue. Tales of tragic love, fame and riches, working-class ingenuity, shocking racism, and smoldering sensuality make this a tasty mystery to devour. Please join us now as we uncover the clues and seek to solve the mysterious origin of Thousand Island dressing. It's time to go back and examine the clues, evidence, and legends that surround the famous salad dressing's first appearance at the turn of the 20th century. Most believe that Thousand Island dressing was named for the region where it was created, the Thousand Islands, a breathtaking region of international beauty so named because of the more than 1,000 islands that dot the shared pristine waterway of the St. Lawrence River between New York State and Ontario, Canada. But there is one legend that says the dressing was actually created in Chicago. In fact, for this one dressing, there are 3 legends. And we're going to take a brief look at them all and the fascinating folklore that surrounds them. And in doing so, we may actually solve the mysterious origin of Thousand Island dressing. Legend number 1. Rich and famous George Bolt's ship steward invented it on Bolt's yacht while cruising the Thousand Islands. This same steward then rose to fame as the famed chef Oscar of the Waldorf in New York City, which happened to be Bolt's hotel. Oscar, it is said, then went on to create other famous dishes such as the Waldorf salad, veal Oscar, and eggs Benedict. Alan Bennis, who owns the Thousand Island Inn in Clayton, New York, and claims the dressing was first served there in the early 1900s, has a different view.
Oscar did not create it, and it wasn't on George Bolt's boat. In fact, research on George Bolt indicates from a fellow who has dedicated his life to the research that Oscar Shirky was never in the Thousand Islands, and in his entire life, he was scared to death of the water and hated boats.
George Bolt built the amazing Bolt Castle in the Thousand Islands for his wife Louise, reshaping the island it's constructed on into the shape of a heart to symbolize his love for her. Shane Sanford, curator at Bolt Castle, has more.
If you were to visit Bolt Castle, you'll see in the stonework, the raw ironwork, the plasterwork, hearts are a theme throughout the entire structure.
This love story ended tragically as Louise's own heart gave out before she could see the finished masterpiece in her honor. Today it stands as a testament to one man's love, and in the gift shop, bottles of original recipe Thousand Island dressing are sold, with the story of Oscar and the yacht printed on the label. The mysterious origin of Thousand Island dressing. Legend number 2. In the early part of the 20th century, small inns with restaurants specializing in regional recipes were abundant in the Thousand Islands. Many offered shore dinners created from the bountiful catches of the St. Lawrence River and topped with unique sauces and condiments. One such inn was the Herald Hotel. George Lalonde guided guests from the hotel to fish for black bass and northern pike through the scenic fish-filled waters of the Thousand Islands that would serve as their delicious shore dinners. His wife, Sophia, created a different and unusual salad dressing that received such rave reviews from the fishing parties that it was requested to be served in the Herald Hotel's dining room by May Irwin, a prominent Broadway actress and star of the time who cooked and had her own cooking column.
Grandma Sophia used to take in May Irwin's laundry from her place on Grindstone Island, and she did all of her sheets and pillowcases. Grandpa Lalonde took May Irwin fishing all the time and was her guide. So I believe that that's the connection where the recipe got into May Irwin's hands and allegedly given to Chef Oscar, or the maitre d' Oscar of the Waldorf Astoria.
So who was May Irwin? She was notorious for the first ever cinematic kiss with actor John Rice in the 1886 film The Kiss. The film only lasted a few seconds, but it was considered scandalous at the time and publicly denounced by clergy. She was known for her ample bosom and flirty behavior. But perhaps by today's standards, most shocking is that part of Irwin's popularity was gained through the singing recording of coon songs, a form of entertainment that is difficult to listen to today, but very popular at the turn of the century.
Down among the niggas, laying their bodies down, I'm looking for that boy in a
She bought an island in the Thousand Islands and traveled by rail from her home in New York City. So was it May Irwin that gave George Bolt the recipe for Thousand Island dressing? The mysterious origin of Thousand Island dressing. Legend number 3.
I'm Daniel Rooms, great-grandson of Theo Rooms, and all the talk of George Bolt and Sophia Lalonde creating Thousand Island dressing is hogwash. My great-grandfather, Theo Rooms, created the recipe while chef at the Blackstone Hotel in Chicago and named it after the Thousand Islands where he recently had taken a vacation, and we have the documentation.
The Theo Rooms story is featured and archived at the Chicago Culinary Museum, which has a program from the award-winning ceremony held in September of 1925 at the Drake Hotel, where Chef Rooms was recognized for his contribution to American cuisine for creating Thousand Island dressing in the early 1900s.
There was a Chicago contingency of island residents here during that era, late 1880s, early 1900s. George Pullman, among the probably most notable from the Chicago area. So he certainly could have first been introduced to the Thousand Islands dressing here in the Thousand Islands, where it originated, and then thought an adaptation to the same recipe in this Chicago hotel would be a hit.
So which legend is correct? Our research tells us that none of them contain the complete story, but we have discovered the truth, which we'll reveal when we return to the mysterious origin of Thousand Island dressing.